noise there. Hello, everybody. How are you doing? Welcome to the Heat Army podcast. And, well, what a difference a week makes. This time last week, sitting bottom of the league, a lot of anguish about, a lot of upset fans, understandably so. But, here we are now, third bottom, after beating one of the team's high-flying sides and beating them well and convincingly. And we go down to Torquay this weekend in the hope of getting out of the relegation zone with 3 points. I believe I'm mathematically right on that. If that happens, we can get out. So we've got a lot to talk about. Of course, the same Mike Williamson, manager of the week as well. 2 players in the team of the week. So let's see what a difference a week it does make. So send your messages on that if you were at the Southend game or if you're listening in. It was a fantastic game. Nice to see us turn the corner, Mickey, wasn't it?
Well, it completely took me by surprise. I won't lie. But I was pleasantly surprised. But we spoke to you at half time, didn't we? And we thought at half time we could nick it. I didn't think we'd score 3.
Some beautiful goals as well, which we'll get into. Of course, we've called it Conteh Baby the episode because well, wow, what a shot it was. Liv Walden, I know she was at the game. She enjoyed it. Good evening to you both. Thank you very much, Liv. Keep sending messages. So yeah, it's to say, as ever, fully interactive, like Liv has done there. You can send us a message, whether you're watching on Facebook or on YouTube. We can bring up your messages there on the screen. So don't be afraid to get involved. And any Torquay fans as well, we have put this on the National League Forum. If any Torquay fans are tuned in, we have reached out to several on Twitter and their podcast, but to no avail, no replies. So if there is a Torquay fan that would like to talk to us ahead of the game and we'll just have a little bit of banter and talk about that, that would be great. And also as well, you may have seen that the FA Trophy game has been changed. It was originally Kettering, and I believe they've been thrown out. I only just seen before on Twitter that it had been posted.
City now, isn't it?
Yeah, Gloucester City, and they've got a 4.5-hour drive at best to get up here for the northern section of the FA Trophy, which is a bit of a joke, isn't it? So yeah, lots and lots to talk about. And well, we've got a message here, and we have been trying to get him on, and we believe he is going to be off the island. Good evening, lads. Hope you're both well. Will Davy Steele be on anytime soon? Well, he's been like the Cristiano Ronaldo signing of the Heat Army podcast. Yeah, we give him the big fanfare. We give it the big one, and then he hasn't performed. Not that he's had a chance to perform. His internet is absolutely awful, but he is going to be off the Isle of May shortly, back on the mainland, and we'll have him on. He's been absolutely devastated. He had hoped that they were going to get better internet connection, not only for coming on the podcast, but for his work as well up there. For it's a National Trust, isn't it? I think that he works for, or one of them under that banner. So hopefully we'll have Davy Steele back, and I know he listens in and watches every show after we've been live if we can't watch live. So good evening, lads. Great result on Saturday. Sad news about Barry as well. Of course, I was going to get onto that. Yeah. Barry Wilson. I'm not going to pretend to say that I was he's one of my best friends or anything. I knew him through Gateshead, being Gateshead fans. Lovely lad, always nice to speak to on a match day. Always very well spoken. And I also knew him from Anyone FM. He had a radio show after mine on there, and he would play local music. And he was an avid wrestling fan, comedy fan. I know Gavin Webster and Lee Kyle knew him, and so he was very passionate about all things, and especially passionate about Gateshead, and such a young age to leave us. And if Barry is watching down on us, we miss you, and just a really sad case of events. I mean, I don't know what happened, but we just send our love and thoughts to his family and friends.
Couldn't agree more. I got to know Barry like yourself through the football, and I always used to speak when I seen him. It was a few weeks ago when I was speaking to him. He had a bit of hassle with his house, and he was living somewhere where I used to work. So I was catching up with him, but even away games, I spoke to Barry, and when he used to speak, he just used to light up.
Yeah.
His face used to light up, and me and him had
about any subject, he had enthusiasm, didn't he? So
yeah, I me and him had a love of the Levellers, the band, and we used to constantly speak about music together. I know he liked the Hot Pots. And when I read the news on Sunday, I was at, what was it, Sunday? I think it was.
Sunday, yeah.
Yeah, I was absolutely gutted. My deepest condolences to all his really close friends and his family. I'm 42, he's no age whatsoever.
Not at all. Not at all.
Absolute travesty. He'll be sorely missed. He will be really sorely missed.
Definitely will be. Definitely will be. And we've got messages from David Tron. He's put evening lads. We've got evening from
David.
Trina as well. Darren Walden. He's put listening from the middle of the Irish Sea again. Let us know if you can see Blackpool lights from where you are, Darren. Because if he's one of those, I don't know if he's on an oil rig out there or gas rig, or on a boat in the Irish Sea.
Driving a ferry.
Could be driving a ferry. I don't know, but if he is out there, let us. Well, we know he is out there, but can you see Blackpool lights? You know, do you have a nice view? Can you see the tower? We've got Mr. Luke. Hello, gents. Very good dominating performance against Southend, who are high flying. Hopefully, get a result against Torquay. Well, we've got the highlights to put up here and just have a look. I mean, we will get with, but that Conteh goal. As soon as he got a hold of it, he started running. The defense did nothing wrong. The goalkeeper did nothing wrong. It was just a superb strike, but he just had the space. He had the stride to get the power onto it and get over the ball, and he couldn't hit it any sweeter, could he?
I mean, as he raced forward,
I mean, there's no one within
just said shoot,
and
he just let fly, and what a goal! Absolutely. I mean, to be fair, there was a few man of the match nominations, but Camille was right up there for man of the match, and I thought Elliot Forbes come in and done an absolutely fantastic job as well.
Well, just before the game as well, when you seen the lineup, to me, and I think a few people around me as well, thought it was going to be three centre backs with Elliot Forbes there, Quinton Richardson, and have Mags out on the right back position with Mike Williamson in the back and Pugh out to the left. That's where it looked like it could be, but we started in that 4-3-3 again. And Elliot did well. He came in. We had that little shaky moment when the ball was passed out to him, and he turned and it bounced away and hit the crossbar. Yeah. But on a whole, fantastic to see him back and play 90 minutes as well. That's and in a winning side. So absolutely fantastic.
I'm sure he played part in 2 of the goals.
I think he's definitely involved in there. We've got a message here. Did you see any news on Adi Yusuf? One news article say he's left, but nothing confirmed by the club. I haven't seen any newspaper article.
I've seen that. But I was watching in training today, and I'm not sure if I was looking for Adi and I didn't see him. So.
Oh, well, I will watch this space. I hadn't seen that. What newspaper was that in?
I don't know. Mason.
Yeah,
will have a better idea of that.
Yeah, well, it was Christopher Story that sent in the message. So if he could let us know what news outlet that was, that would be great. Darren Walden, he goes, I can see them on a clear day and night. He works on an oil storage installation out there in the Irish Sea. Because if you've been to Blackpool on night time when you're drunk, walking along the promenade, you can see out at light. There's loads of lights there out at sea of all the oil rigs. I don't know if there's as many as there used to be, but deserved win on Saturday. Can't say it hasn't been coming based on recent performances. We showed the flashes. We showed, that if we had a solid defense with, more experienced players in there, what can happen. And, a player I want to give obviously Mike Williamson played well. I've not played that many minutes, but he's got the experience, he's got the knowledge, he knows how to get himself through a game. But Quinton Richardson as well, just another fantastic performance from that lad. I've really took to him. I enjoy watching him play at the back.
I think he's a cracking defender, absolutely brilliant defender. Arguably signing in the summer, for me.
Under the radar, definitely an under the radar signing.
Well, I mean, I said earlier in the season there was something I'd seen at Spennyman played last year, and I can't remember who kicked him, and he went back and got him.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, quite like that. It was
I mean,
like,
it was, you like to see, that a player can stand up for themselves, especially at the back where it's more hustle and tussle, isn't it?
oh, I
But
mean, oh, just, I just, he's a really good defender. I mean, that time he was out, and then you've got Louis, who's probably a couple of weeks back away from starting again. So things are really looking up.
definitely, I mean, just a special mention to the whole back four. I thought Pugh played well. I thought Magny,
Aye,
he took that yellow card for the team as well. In the first
keep
half.
saying you when it's pie.
Yeah, did I say him Pew? Why am I saying Pew? It's pie. I don't know why I'm saying that. Pie crackers. Normally pies, I'd remember a pie.
You know,
Yeah,
that's why I pulled you up on it.
I know. And also as well, there's that moment of poor sportsmanship as well from Southend, which was a real.
That I think that got everyone going, Davey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, here we
Because
are. It's I've actually been sent the article by Liv Walden here, and it does have trophy as striker Yusuf departs. So Yusuf has left. It looks. It's hard to read it. He signed in September, but yeah, it looks like he has left the international stadium according to that report. So thank you, Liv, for sending that. But that's that strike, man, beautiful there from Conteh.
cool.
And keeper didn't have a chance. And
It's
I mean,
skidded up the tape as well,
you
and
may have seen the photos as well from Emilio and Charlie capturing the emotions there of the players afterwards. Some beautiful pictures, and just by coincidence, there he is. Look, he's put. Oh, there's Oswald there. Good evening, boys. Yeah, a good one. I tell you what, though, this is a good message. Darren Walden has put this season plan A hasn't quite worked, or plan B, but plan C is Conteh, Campbell, and Carty. Worked a treat.
Well done, Darren. It's nice to see we've got some good clever in the building.
I know that's a good one. Not to say. I think you must have thought of that on Saturday night out there on the road.
Liv must have told him and he's took the credit.
That's where it is. I mean, of course, Southend were dangerous as well. They hit the woodwork a few times. They were close, very close. But we dealt with it, which was good. And we just want to keep it, going. Like, build on this momentum. I'm not going to see where Rude will look when they hit the crossbar. They hit the crossbar because they hit the crossbar. They didn't get it on target fully. You know what I mean? But we kept going and playing our game, and we held a high flying, a good Southend United side, a great Southend United side. We held them.
I tell you what, it is, Dave. They kept the ball for a long time, and the ball flashed across our box a lot of times. I mean, the only one person I didn't want to score was Mooney after what he'd done that out for them. But I mean, Connor Powell, was it Callum Powell?
Yeah. Well, this is it. Yeah, he's just went down. This is where Campbell kicked it out. And obviously, like as I say, it's edited a little bit because I was waiting for Powell to get up, and then the kick was taken. But you're like there. He looks like he's instantly going to throw it back to the keeper. You can see he's looking at the keeper, and then you see Powell just turn here, and yeah, there you go. Let's see, this is just poor sportsmanship, and you can see why the players were especially aggrieved by that.
But I mean, there's no law says you have to do it, David.
There isn't, but just in the sportsmanship of the game, nearly everybody does.
It's like the spirit of the game, and it's like
I could understand. I could understand if the teams were reversed, if they were sitting bottom of the league trying to win, getting like they were desperate for it. But yeah, it was poor. But I mean, the celebrations from Campbell afterwards and Carl and
like I said, I think that G'd them up after that.
Did, and especially because as you say, I think Camille could have been. He was definitely one of the contenders for man of the match, because obviously his goal was good, but this pass to Campbell is absolutely beautiful, just spot on. It really is when it comes through to him, and the finish is just as good, left-footed as well. So not talked about enough how Campbell can finish with both feet. Very talented player, but and
To be honest,
go on.
we've said all season, Campbell's been outstanding all season, hasn't
He has. He's at the moment he's Permanent contender. But here we go. There we go. Look, he just looks up, beautifully weighted. Look at that. First touch was fantastic with Campbell, and
Great finish. Absolutely wonderful finish. He's took it out with his feet from behind him and
it's
dinked it out with the keeper.
You see the shot from the camera behind the goal here. It's just when Harris comes over and just screams in his face.
I noticed Harris didn't do it while he was by himself. He waited until a couple of lads were behind him and all, mate.
There we go. Big Willie Harris style. Go on, look at that.
Yeah. Look, he's standing up.
Have it!
Yeah. There's he knows the troops are coming behind him.
He does. Well, I hope if he scores down at Torquay, he goes and does it to the corner flag. The corner flag. But yeah, and obviously special mention to Conteh. Come on, had a bit of a cameo. He's slotted
very good cameo.
He slotted into it, carried on with his work. Like working hard as Will Harris had done before him, and then to get that finish away here. Sorry, it wasn't Will Harris. It was what do you call it that went off?
Conteh.
Aaron Martin wasn't it that went off for Conteh. But to get that finish away with 4 yellow shirts and a goalkeeper in front of him, sublime, absolutely sublime.
What a difference Aaron Martin made to the front line as well, David.
I like his style. I like his work rate. I like the way how he bosses defenders, and plays for the team. He could be quite selfish, but here comes Super Mags, the flying wing back, comes back. Look at that. 4 players, bang, there.
A great ball by Forbes into him now.
Yeah, definitely. But to see Mags, at that grand old age of early 30s, running up the wing.
43.
43. But no, I'm enjoying seeing Mags enjoy his football as well. We've seen some good performances from him of late, and I think credit due where credit's due.
Yeah, definitely. Because when all the defenders were gone, he was basically the old glue that was trying to keep everything together.
He certainly was,
and he's done an admirable job. Mags, I said it a couple of podcasts ago. I think he's been excellent.
Got to doff your cap to him. Liv has put well done, Darren. Very, very clever pet. There you go. Cool. Keep sending their messages. We've got one here. So, anybody heard how Tom Allen's getting on at Spennymoor? Would like to see him back challenging for a spot. Haven't really. I don't really keep an eye too much on Spennymoor. See who scored every so often. I know they won at the weekend. Don't know who's on the score sheets, but yeah, it's a strange one. I haven't heard any rumors. I haven't heard anything. Just the lads on loan at Spennymoor, and we'll just have to see what happens. But yeah, there you go. See, Harry Cardwell did superbly well to get that ball across there. They've
got some good players, mind David, haven't they?
I mean, I like
really good players.
Yeah, I mean, I like Cardwell when he was at Chorley, a dangerous player. But he was a menace when he come on. Even though we're 3-0 up, you didn't like him in and around the box. He was creating things. What was we got there? What a header! What had the defender done there to deserve the Van Nistelrooy treatment from AC and Will Harris? Well, you just missed it there, Colin. A player went down and we kicked the ball out, and then they went on the attack straight from the throw. So a bit of bad sportsmanship. And Scott, I love watching the highlights. I rarely see the goals as I'm looking through the camera and follow the players celebrating their goals. Yeah, it's tough doing the photos. I've done it once or twice before. Aaron Martin and Kent Richardson have been the best signings of the summer, says Mr. Luke. They're certainly up there. And Tom Allen has been injured recently, unfortunately, down at Spennymoor. So we'll have to keep track on that, and hopefully he can get back. But on a whole, this performance, I think it's lifted the club. I think it's lifted the players. And remember, this is without key players in there still. You haven't got Louis Story, you haven't got Greg Ollie. There's some big players there, influential players on the team, and we've picked up points. We said once we got players back, confident we could do things. I was shocked it happened against Southend. Pleasantly surprised. Not going to deny it. You probably heard in my voices that by the screams of my voice for the goals. It was a fantastic evening. Afternoon, wasn't it? Was that was it? That was Powell who had a bad sportsman.
Well, we kicked it out, Colin, and their fullback looked as if he was going to throw it back, and we all stood off. Our players stood off, and Callum Powell ran in behind.
And so did the rest of their players as well. So it's there was one of them things, but let's see.
Fortunately, nothing come of it.
I know exactly. Right, before we get on about Torquay and other things as well, we'll put this up. This was one of the things that come from the fruits of the labour this week. Of course, Mike Williamson becoming manager of the week. I know it's not, but it's nice to get recognition where it's due, as we've said before about Carl Magny. But, Mike, he's took a few pelters lately, but he was out there on the pitch, didn't hide. And he's part of a winning side, and a convincing winning side. And let's hope the team are G'd up. And I mean, they've got a long trip tomorrow. I'd imagine they're setting off tomorrow to go down to Torquay and build on that, because it will be a magnificent win if we can get a win down there. It would just really set us up for going into the Christmas period. And also as well, last week after the podcast, there was a birthday as well to Dave Allen. So there we go. Belated happy birthday to Dave. We did say it on the commentary, but there he is. He's a legend, that man. And there you go. Happy birthday, Dave. Right. And while we're on about things, let's remember our sponsors and what you got to do for liking and subscribing. The Heat Army podcast needs your help. No, we don't need money. All we need is you to do one simple thing. It'll take less than a second. If you could hit that like button, the subscribe button, and share whatever post that we put up regarding Gator Football Club, it'll go a long way in helping the show build and ultimately helping us push the club to the moon. Well, just before we move on, actually, the Torquay game, massive well done to the people of Tyneside. Over 1,000 in the home end. Of course, a magnificent travel and support from Southend.
Superb.
The 700 nod from them. Of course, a lot of off the field issues going on at Southend, threats of winding up orders and players not being paid.
Yes, it's players are being paid. It's the people in the ground. He's paying the playing staff, but the rest of the staff are not getting paid. That's what I was told the other day.
Oh, well, either way, it's not great circumstances, and just to say well done to that support, it was just amazing. But what a shot in the arm to have 1,800 there. Of course, it's even better when you win. But let's look at the bigger picture, as we've said in recent weeks. That's a lot of money going into the club that on a match day, and that's what we need to keep doing. Keep dragging people along. Next week, FA Trophy against Gloucester. Get along to that. Following week, is it Aldershot? I believe it is. Aldershot, yeah. And I don't think I can cover them two games, unfortunately. So I haven't got any childcare on that. So
then Dagenham after that, isn't it?
Yeah, then Dagenham after that on the 10th. Yeah, and then that's the last game of the year, isn't it? At home until the 2nd of January. Against York. So imperative that we pick up points and hopefully progress in the FA Trophy. But it's even more imperative that you get your friends and family along. Get along to it. It should be fantastic. And yeah.
What about Trina, the horse whisperer?
Oh well, I'll let you tell this story. It's better than the story I told before we came on air, Mickey.
Yeah,
I'll
just
not
a
tell
bit.
that one. Yeah, I'll not live it down.
I had to speak to a couple of lads after the match, so I had to stay back. So out quite late, and when I went to the bottom car park, one where the academy is, me and Trina's walking towards the car, and there's a horse comes down the path. And I says, it was pitch black. I'm thinking, is that a horse? And she says, I think it is. So she walked forward, and sure enough, there's this bloody horse. So she grabs it by the chain to hold onto it. She says, "You go and tell him there's a horse in there, because if it had gone on the Felon bypass, there could have been carnage."
Oh yeah.
So there's 4 Southend fans walking towards us. She says, "Has she got a horse?" And I says, "Aye." I says, "I tell her not to bring it to the match, but she will insist." So she says, "Is that how she's getting home?" I says, "No, she's going home in the car. I can't drive." I says, "I'll have to go home on it." So I walked back up into the ground, into the bar, and I seen Dave Allen. I says, "Davey, this is not a wind up. You've got a horse in the car park." He went, "A what?" I says, "You've got a horse in the car park at the bottom." So when I was away, the horse had got a bit spooked with these Southend fans, and it's tried to bite Trina.
Yeah.
So I had to tell Sonia, and Sonia says to us, "Do us a favour, if yours is the last call, will you just lock the gates and just leave it there, and I'll get in touch with the council." So what happened to this horse after we left, I do not know.
Well,
But
there might have been a fantastic barbecue in the old fold, but horse burgers. But we've got some messages coming in. So once we ever thought we having gated fans on the podcast, yeah, we'll definitely do that. And get some on. As I say, we've been concentrating on the away fans, but we can get some home fans on as well, of course. And someone's put love in the background, and then we've got Charles Waffles put, "I know you're not really broadcasting from the stadium because it's dark, but it's a virtual background." So I go like, yes, look at and bring up what it is behind there.
Bring up the sunshine.
Yeah, it's not a green screen. I haven't got my green screen up, but it's just a virtual one. So, and if I go like with that arm there, tattoo disappears. Look. There we go. That's how the magic's done in the films. And Fab's story. I said, yes, so there we go. True story as well. True story. Yeah, so fantastic. And if you're just joining us, you may not have seen the news. I only just seen it before we came on about the FA Trophy game. It's still going ahead, still at home, but the opposition has changed. Did they field an ineligible player?
I haven't seen it.
I just seen the
chance to have a look.
change of the fixture. I didn't actually see why, but yeah. So
I can only surmise someone that's either been cup tied or not registered, or it happens from time to time.
It does, yeah. It's the horse must have been the police officers. Or where was the police officer? That's a more worrying thing. Yeah. So
I was speaking to the police after the game. Actually, they were really canny.
Mason is actually told they fielded a cup-tied player. So there we go. That's why they're out. And if you ever wonder why Mickey has sugar lumps in his pockets at every home game, that's why. Yeah. Yeah. So if you ever catch Mickey coming up with you with a flat hand, beware. So he's been caught like that before. So yeah.
Is anybody, but it includes swearing.
Yeah. Is anybody going down to Torquay at the weekend? It's a hell of a long trip, and I know a lot of people, those fans made the long trip down to Yeovil. This is just that little bit further. Are you going
flights again?
Yeah, are you going down? How much does it cost you? I dread to think. But hats off to you if you're going down there. It's a bit of a proverbial 6-pointer in a way. If we can win, we can get ourselves just that little bit further away from the bottom place, which is where you want to stay away from. and hopefully get ourselves on the cusp of getting out of that relegation zone and setting ourselves up for a nice Christmas, because that would be a nice Christmas present to have, wouldn't it?
I would still take a point now. Like,
Oh yeah,
I know we need it. It'd be
look,
better if we could get 3, but I would take a point.
I think they've been a little bit of a victim of the FA Cup that they've had as well. They've had some good results in that, and they have had some good results in the league, but they're not consistent. A bit like ourselves, they've picked up points here and there, but not the greatest. It's more than a 6-pointer for Torquay than it is for us. It certainly is, but we don't want to get pulled back into being down. And I know there's only a couple of points in it, but you want to try and get out of it and stay out of it.
Yeah, for both clubs, in my opinion.
Oh yeah. And say Gary Johnson's still the manager down there, isn't he? I believe.
I'm not sure, to be honest.
Yeah, I think it's in his second or third stint there, to be honest. But obviously they're on tough times. They've been one of the top teams in the National League in the past few seasons, challenging for the playoffs. So see them down there. They're not going to be an easy side to go and beat. It's a bit like Southend. They probably thought coming to Gates, bottom of the league team, should roll them over. Doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that.
I think the players thought that, Southend players thought all I had to do was turn up on Saturday. I don't think the fans do what, but I was speaking to the fans, so
yeah.
Well, and they were shocked. They were totally shocked and said, if we continue to play like that and get your players back, you'll be fine. That's the word from the Southend fans I was speaking to. So, I mean, we've got to build on it. We have to at least take a point on Saturday.
Without a doubt. And a clean sheet would be even better. We've got Darren Walden has put, it sounds like you heard about the runaway horse. It's a terrible tale of whoa.
Hey.
You're informed tonight, Darren. I tell you what.
I know. God, hey.
Hey, I bet he's the life and soul of the rig. It's a poor Liv. She's having to deal without all this banter, but at least she's getting it on the podcast. I hope you like this when you ring her. So yeah, it's big game. So if you want to get your predictions in, I mean, we've only got we're only half an hour into the show, so any other topic anyone wants to get up, that'd be great. Send them in, otherwise we'll end a little bit early. Don't want to, but we're not just going to talk about what happened to me through the week.
I'm trying to find out the Lasses' next game, to be fair. I haven't had a chance to do anything this afternoon.
Any of the ladies are
watching the football.
They can definitely join us. I know they do have training on a Thursday if they've finished. We'll definitely have them on. I do want to try and change up the podcast some weeks. They might not be live every week. I want to try and do a format where me and Mickey can sit down with a player or whatever, fans, the location, and we can put in either a pre-record podcast or put these snippets into the show and make it more like a TV show, because we know a lot of people do watch on the telly, so if we can make it more entertaining, that's always the plan. We've come a long way. We've mastered this, I think, doing it on here live and getting people on and talking to them, as I knocked off the sound on the commentary on Saturday briefly by mistake. But apparently, 1 second, someone said it was in the Chronicle, but not I believe it was the Chronicle. The Aldershot game will feel a bit different to a 12:30 kickoff. Yes, you still get out where it's still relatively light. Pardon me, we've got that's shocking. It says the Liv Walden, and in Addy leaving it. Well, it's been reported in the paper. I don't know if it's been confirmed yet. Maybe if it's got out in the paper sooner than what the club wanted, I don't know. Hi Mickey, when you caught the horse, did you see a champion? It's as it was a wonder horse.
No, I actually said to Greg Ollie, I think my girlfriend's misunderstood that I wanted to be hung like a horse, not an actual horse for Christmas.
Well, on that thought, oh man, well, I've just got a mental image there. Oh yeah, this was something. Yeah, thank you, Mason. You've actually brought up a good topic for us. I did write this down the other day, but I didn't put it at the computer desk. What's your thoughts on the council potentially closing the stadium? And now, of course, we all know that the Leisure Centre and Dunstan and Heworth has been shut for a while, I believe, due to cost-cutting measures by the Gateshead Council. They don't use the facilities to the best, is what I would say. I've been going for physio at Gateshead Leisure Centre, and I overheard the staff. I'm not going to say who they were. I don't know the names, but they said that they don't have, the council doesn't advertise enough. They've got classes sitting empty. The sports halls are sitting empty. There's nothing happening, and there's no five-a-side or anything like that going on. And it's worrying that if they're prepared to close the Gateshead Stadium, which is Gateshead International, Gateshead Leisure Centre, which has the pool, has the indoor climbing facility, or the soft play. It has gym. It has all of those things. And if that is not financially viable for them to keep open, what's the, it is a worry about Gateshead Stadium, because yes, the Conteh, we use it. I believe the Harriers use it. The college uses it. Is it making enough money? And the worry is, if it was to be sold and someone bought it, would we still get the same rent? Reasonable ways. It's a worry. Nothing's been suggested yet. I've never heard any whispers about it. I've just seen things online, what people have posted saying, well, why not close the stadium? I've seen people put when they've been on about the Leisure Centre closing. But I think it's a case of the Gateshead Council and the bosses of the Leisure Centre who they've employed putting their heads together and making it more user-friendly. Because my wife was a member of the Go Gateshead, I think it is. She couldn't book a class. And when they come back from the pandemic, they changed all the nighttime classes to like 11 in the morning when people were working. So the classes were empty and people weren't able to use them. So something's got to be done to make it better. And I think it's, people will use it if it's more user-friendly. That's what I would say. But fingers crossed, the stadium isn't, at risk. But if that's the case, I might offer it to the club for £1. I cannot say it. And then we'll buy the naming rights for £2.
Yeah.
The Heed Army Podcast Stadium. But no, it's we've got a message here. Could we buy the stadium or not? I don't think we'd have the money outright. Whether there'd be an agreement to how much they would let the stadium go for, and if they'd be happy for a payment plan. But it's not just
50 pence a week.
Yeah, 50. Yeah, it's not the cost of buying it. It's the upkeep, the rent, the ground rent, the electricity. There's a lot goes with that. It isn't just what Gates will make on a match day. Whoever comes in, if the stadium was to be sold, would have to utilize it and use it to its full potential. Same with the Leisure Centre, and that's what the council has to do. They've got to invest in it to make it work. Would be my opinion. Also, as well, I should have got this picture. Actually, the food bank did really well on Saturday. Well done, everybody. That trying to get there we go. Fab amount of food given to the food bank on Saturday as well. Yes,
it was fantastic. Absolutely brilliant.
So well done, everyone. We've got. Let's have a little look here. We could buy spray paint and paint the seats black.
Hopefully when we're bored of David.
Whichever is sold, that's where the next housing estate will be. Well, that's another thing as well, isn't it? That not so much Gateshead Stadium, but that land where the Leisure Centre sits would be prime real estate for city houses, people that they'd sell it being close to the Gateshead city centre, public transport next to Newcastle. We've all seen
shame, because I used to play five-a-side football in there. I went to the swimming baths there. I'm not surprised I never ever went to the gym.
Are you telling me you're natural like that?
Oh yes, it takes many pies to get like this.
Hang on. Just before we go any further, a lot of people think that Mickey's on roids. He is hemorrhoid.
Yeah, you're not far wrong neither, to be fair.
Why he's sitting on an angle. And if any Gateshead fans would like to apply his preparation,
donate a cushion.
Yeah. like them thick and full. So yeah, and Mick, Charlie's put, I know the feeling. I don't know if that's about the hemorrhoids. If we buy it, can we fix the roof and floodlights, etc.? Look, I don't know what's going on. I don't think anybody does. Of course, it's a worry. Every local council around the country is scrambling for money, as is everybody. We'll just have to see how it plays out. If they shut the gym there, will they keep the actual stadium open for the college use and the five-a-side pitches at the back, so it cuts down on cost and run the inside? I don't know how it would work. We just got to see what comes, and hopefully it's good news. And David Trons put hashtag get the cream. I think he's going to put it on for you, Mickey. We can set up a camera.
I'm sure David wouldn't mind.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we could do. We could number your piles, Mickey, and we could have a giveaway. We could pull on them and see which one makes you scream the loudest. Liv Walden's won a season tickets. You haven't, Liv. You haven't.
Oh, wow.
So if anyone or pile lottery, we'll start. So Mickey, get pushing.
You're right.
No. Well, I see. You didn't expect pile banter, did you, when you tuned in? Remember to follow our social media. Well, Liv has put what a lot of topics covered tonight. Yes, the only thing I haven't covered is Mickey's piles in cream, but that's on next week's show. Wait for the thumbnail for that on Facebook.
Mixed video diary. Day one.
Piling on the misery. So there we go. And
let's get off this subject. I want to say a big thank you to Gated Foundation for the quiz night the other night.
Yeah, you got along to it, didn't it? Go on, tell me how it
went really well. Could have been better attended, but everyone who was there had a good night. I come away with a big bar of chocolate and I won a bottle of wine. Well, between me and Trina. And we won 20 quid on the card bingo. So
I'm sorry, isn't it?
Me and Trina decided that £20 Trina went and bought 20 quid's worth of shopping for the Gated food bank.
Oh, that's good.
So that's where our money went.
Lovely gesture.
So, but yeah, it was a good night. I really enjoyed it. Davey Allen, his usual self, good quiz host.
He's a star.
Yeah, it was a really good night.
He's an absolute star when it comes to those things. And I'm just having a look here. I was going to put a picture of Preparation H, but you can get it in capsules, like a man pon.
A man pon. Really?
Yeah, well, I'll get it up in a second. 1 second.
A man pon.
I would describe it. Hang on, we'll just download that image and we'll get it onto the chat and on the screen. Keep going.
I've heard it. I know. Can it?
Hang on a second. Wait till I get this up. It's a lovely image. But yeah, there's no backside involved. It's just an image of what it is.
What's he call it? The Germanites, they were like little torpedoes, weren't they?
Well, that's where it is. Yeah, a bit of a torpedo, aye. But see, I've never had this trouble, so just for educational purposes, I'll upload it to. There we go. So there you go. Right, predictions as well. Come on, everybody, get them in. Very impressed with Conteh, Martin, and Campbell on Saturday. Yes, they were absolutely fantastic. But just 1 second. There we go. Look at that, Mickey.
Think an exercise missile,
isn't it? Well, there you go. Preparation H. You didn't think you'd have it on the Heat Army podcast this night, but you see, we give you what you don't expect.
Well, you see, it'll come in handy for Darren Walden when he's sitting out there on the cold metal bars in the middle of the North Sea. Liv, get your tongues ready.
How do you just put you've never lived unless you'd have inserted a bum bullet every fortnight? Oh, well, there we go. See, this time last year we were talking about willy warmers. Now we're talking about bum bullets. So there we go. And you've come right at the right time, Craig Hilton. Evening, lads. Wrap your pails around the prop shaft of a Ford Transit. It works for me.
This has got absolutely balls out the team against it, but it's funny.
The Heat 3-2 on Saturday. This has been so funny. Well, it's directly to the fans of piles. I've never had them. So.
Here you go.
But I may partake in a bum bullet for the crack.
Let's get on the football.
That's the next one. Heat Army podcast bum bullets. There we go. We've got Trina's put marigolds at the ready, Mickey. I'll say another 3-1 win on Saturday, 2-1 win of Liv and Craig's creased. There we go. We'll put the bullet in the crease.
Oh no,
we went right off track there, haven't we?
Just a bit. What's your prediction? I'm going to say ones each.
I'm going to go for another 3-1.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm going to go for 2 early goals and then 2-1 at half time it'll be, and then settle it in the second half. And it looks like there we go. Mr. Luke's got the same as well. And Cow Daly's given us an update on his problems. My arse legitimately exploded while climbing mountain in France in 35 degrees.
Oh, wow.
There's a poster for you. 2-0 to the Heat Torquay lads. Yeah, good one there. So if anyone else has got any stories of where their piles have unfortunately reared their head, you can do. But yeah, but say just moving forward away from the piles, we've got a couple of big important games coming up. I don't think I can cover them, sadly, due to obviously as mentioned before, childcare. We'll see if I can get something done. But get to them games. These are big games. If we can get something, if we get a point or 3 points down at Torquay, we need the lads there to build on it, push them on, because this is a pivotal point. It'd be nice to get ourselves away and a little bit more comfortable and enjoying going to the not that I stopped enjoying going to the game, but let's just get in there and make it a feel good atmosphere. Mickey's put Mickey, are you sitting comfortably? I see one. Dave, you need to be a salesman for sure. I've got Mr. Luke interested in bum bullets. Trina House went 2-0 to Gateshead. Darren Walden 2-2. Excellent podcast tonight. Thank you both. Cheered me up. All the shit are just let me think about this. And oh God, do I want to read this? Let's have a read of this out. Well, a pile exploded and a blood clot came out. It was the best 5 miles walk back to the cabin. It wasn't the best for a 5-mile walk on cabin on foot. Some legends don't wear capes.
What?
Some legends don't wear capes. Heroes even. Yeah. Wow.
Bloody hell. Mike,
we're talking about I forgot I was going to say that. I was going.
It's like night owls, isn't it? Get them phones.
We'll be talking about the result of Torquay and appendix. So for the Cox this episode. Yeah. So there we go.
Yeah, have a look and see where the lasses are.
I'll have a quick look. 1 second. Get up their fixtures. if I can.
That's if they're playing. Because I haven't had a time to check this week. Because I know they had a free weekend and they were trying to get a friendly for Tuesday, but I heard nothing. So
Okay, to the see ladies. Then we'll have a look here. We've got the fixtures. Full fixture list. It will be with you momentarily, everybody. Saturday the 27th, they are at home to Wallsend Boys Club.
all right.
So there we go. You think they would change it to girls' club for the ladies' team, wouldn't you?
It's just no Wallsend Boys Club ladies team.
Yeah, just
sad.
I know. Right. Does anyone else want to get their things? And remember, please do like this video as well. If you're watching on YouTube, it really does help with the algorithm. We're having good listener viewers at the minute, and I'll say viewers, watchers. That is. And apologies, I didn't get the audio version up last week. We couldn't get the audio because it wouldn't rip. And I will this week. It will be up within 10 minutes of the show ending. So just apologies on that front. And if anyone wants to come on the show, please reach out to us. We'll have you on next week. We will stay away from the hemorrhoid talk, but it filled 10 minutes, and airtime's valuable. So,
and if you want to hear my gob, listen to the custard splat.
Yeah,
where I was a guest on there. So.
Yeah, so have a listen to that to see Mickey taunting the Southend fans. But no, fantastic. So we'll probably wrap it up there and give Cow Daly the opportunity to go and insert another one just so he has a pleasant night. Obviously, big thank you to everyone that's messaged in tonight. We've had a bit of a laugh. What a different show to last week. We're on the back of a win. We've had some good pile talk. We've some good goals this week. Manager of the week, 2 players in the team of the week as well, in Campbell and Conteh, which is fantastic to see.
From horses to pile horrors.
Horses and piles. That's where it is. So it's been a legendary show. And
installations in the North Sea, in the Irish Sea.
Yes, I know. There we go. We've been all over.
That's a new pin.
What gated fan in the Irish Sea?
There's a new pin for the map.
I can't. I'll tell you what. I want to. It is a new pin in the map. It is. You'd think it was slip though and put it in the middle of the sea. Let's end on a good note. I'm sound now. The wind has healed me. So there we go. Gated is like Jesus. You heard it here first. He couldn't walk. Now he can, and he can get the toilet without any pain. People used to say,
that must have been. Well.
I don't know why I'm having mental images of it when I'm walking down the hill hobbling, but there we go. We send our love and wishes to the anus of Cow Daly. We'll see you next week. Please, everybody, just hold your posterior and say Cow Daly 3 times just to send him some well messages. We'll see you next time. Bye.
See you later.